This is David Ying and here for the Night to Remember press conference ahead of the event come October 18th, and I've got the absolute pleasure in interviewing former Premier League footballer in Greg Halford, formerly of Portsmouth, if I remember as well, many moons ago. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well.
Speaking of Portsmouth, actually, Portsmouth, I've never been to Portsmouth, but you got to tell me, what is Portsmouth actually like? Is it a nice town, full of lovely people?
Yeah, the people are great. Obviously, when people ask me sort of who the best fans are that I've played in front of, I'll always go to Portsmouth. The fans there were amazing in the troubled period we were in. They stuck behind us, and I can't thank them enough. I can't speak highly enough about them.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're going to be behind you for the event come October 18th. Really, I'm sure they're probably going to be behind you. Have you told some? Have some of the Portsmouth supporters known that you're going to be taking part already, or?
I think so. Obviously, I put it all on my socials and everything like that. So I'm pretty private on my socials. I don't like spreading the word. Obviously, I want to spread the word about this, but for my personal life, I'm pretty private. So, but yeah, I'm sure they're aware of it and wishing me luck.
And let's get into it. The event is coming up October 18th. I want to talk a bit more about how you got involved with all of this, really, because I know everybody's got a different story. Some have Stack, for a while. But for you personally, what got you into all of this, and what hooked you into it in particular?
Well, first and foremost, I do a lot of charity work anyway, particularly for autism because I'm autistic. So as soon as Stacky called me up, he said, "We've got this event coming up. Do you fancy it?" And I was all in straight away. It was something that I'd never done before, raising money for some amazing charities, and it was something that I really wanted to do, something for me to focus on after retiring from football last year, and like I said, I'm so excited for it.
Absolutely, and it's interesting you mention about autism, because autism and neurodiversity is becoming more and more mainstream in the world of media and sports media in particular. Really, you've got current footballers both in the men's and women's game raising awareness for it. For you personally, really, obviously you're raising money for the charity for this event, but do you believe that you taking part in this event will also raise awareness about autism as well, and encourage other people on the spectrum to perhaps be more open about it?
Well, that's exactly why I'm doing it. So not only raising charity for these four amazing charities, but to create awareness for the neurodiverse people that are in professional sports that don't really want to speak about it at the minute. I really only came out and sort of spoke about my diagnosis a couple of years ago, and I wish I'd done it earlier, but it is what it is, and I want to tell people that it's okay to speak about it. I treat it as a superpower. There's some stuff that I'll hyper focus on and get good at it because of what I have. So it's just the awareness, and I'm trying to get into the football world where speaking to the PFA and the FA about sort of neurodiverse courses and people going into clubs and speaking to people. So it's definitely something that I want to sort of progress and get out into the mainstream.
And obviously yourself, Lucy Bronze sort of come up about her autism diagnosis as well. For you personally, what do you think you can get out of raising awareness for autism as well? And do you think people within the autism community will support you in sort of this, in terms of this, not only for your thing but also for this event?
Yes, like I said, it's just about talking. No matter what you have, whether it's a neurodiverse diagnosis or anything that you're struggling with, you have to be able to talk about it. It takes the weight off your shoulders. It releases that pressure, and you know, it's one of them things where it'll make you feel better once you start talking about it. So it's definitely something that I want to pursue and get into.
Absolutely. And speaking on the event, really, you know, obviously it's a new kind of challenge, you know, being from doing football to now training for boxing, really. What has been like some of the challenges and the differences in terms of, you know, obviously going from one sport to another, especially if it's for like a charity event?
So the training is completely different. It's a totally different type of fitness. You know, as a footballer, you don't really use your upper body as much as you do in boxing. So it's training your upper body and through the hips and everything like that. But you know, it's getting the muscle memory back in your legs as well. Sort of, some of the lads have been retired for a while and may not have done anything for a couple of years. So it's given them a focus to be able to go in and like get something for themselves, whether that's fitness or the clear of mind going into a gym and getting the frustration out. It's been amazing.
Absolutely. And talk to me a bit about your opponent as well. I believe you're taking on Marvin Elliott.
Yes.
For the event as well. You know, obviously, talk to me about taking on Marvin. Obviously, there's a lot of ex-footballers here as well. What challenge do you anticipate facing Martin come October 18th?
I mean, it's hard to say. I can only go by how he was on the football pitch.
Yeah.
So he was tenacious. He was demanding. He was gritty, hard-working. So I can only expect that to be perceived in the ring as well. So you know, it's definitely going to be a hard fight. But I think with my size, I'm hoping to use that to my advantage.
You think you're going to be too much for him?
Well, I think if I can smother him or sort of box from range and keep him out of range, then you know I think that's my biggest attribute is to be able to keep him out of range for him. So you know, using the jab and keeping him out of range. I mean, that's pretty much my game plan.
Absolutely. And I want to talk a bit more about, you know, what this event could do for other footballers as well, you know, who've perhaps retired or been away from sport for a while. Do you think this event could inspire other footballers to try something new? And one footballer do you think that would probably suit, you know, boxing?
Well, I'll tell you, one player I would never look to get in the ring with would probably have been Yakubu or Yaya Toure. Them two were absolute powerhouses. There's no way you'd catch me in the ring with them two. But no, it is good. It's good for your mentality. It's good for your fitness. It's good for the way of living. It's giving you a focus to just improve yourself, which I think everyone needs to do. And if you're sitting at home not doing anything and like the frustration might pent up a little bit and you can get into the ring or go onto a heavy bag or something like that, take that frustration out, you're doing a couple of things at a time. You're clearing the frustration, you're getting fit, so it's only a good thing.
Absolutely. And lastly from me, I want to talk about the event itself. What can people expect from the event? And do you think that someone can better David Bentley's dance moves on the dance floor?
Yes, it won't be me, but yes, he talks a good talk. He's very outspoken. I think I can't talk about how good he is at football, at boxing, because I haven't seen him box yet, but I have seen him dance, and he isn't the best. So, but the night's going to be amazing. Hopefully, we're going to raise some serious money for these 4 charities, and get the support from the punters and people digging into their pockets to help these amazing causes, and it is going to be a night to remember.
Absolutely. And on that note, we really appreciate your time and your vulnerability as well to talk about, important topics as well. Thank you so much. And we wish you all the best come October 18th.
Thank you very much.